Only 9 people inside that gym knew who Bruce Lee was. His opponent didn't. The referee didn't. The 200 spectators packed into the bleachers didn't recognize the slim Chinese man leaning against the far wall with his arms folded. That was about to change. In the next 6 minutes, the most feared full-contact fighter in Southern California would suffer the most bewildering defeat of his career. And every single person inside that gymnasium would carry the memory of what they saw for the rest of their lives. This is what really happened on November 14, 1964. This is the fight they still argue about today. Oakland, California. The Ed Parker Invitational Showcase, November 14, 1964. Saturday evening, 7:20 p.m. The gymnasium at the Oakland YMCA on Broadway Street is standing room only. 200 spectators fill the bleachers. Folding chairs line the walls. More people crowd the doorway, craning their necks to see the raised platform in the center of the room. This is not a public tournament. This is an invitational showcase. Hand-picked fighters, carefully selected styles. Karate, Judo, Kenpo, Taekwondo, Shotokan, Goju Ryu. The best of Northern California's martial arts community gathered under one roof. The air smells like floor wax and sweat. Fluorescent lights buzz overhead. The crowd noise bounces off cinder block walls. There are no television cameras, no press badges, no officials from any national federation, just fighters, students, instructors, and the people who love watching them work. The atmosphere is tight, electric. Everyone knows the main event is coming. Tonight is about one man, and that man is already warming up on the platform. His name is Victor the Hammer Tanaka, not his birth name. Born Hiroshi Tanaka in San Jose, California, 1936. Changed his name at 19 to sound tougher, more American, more marketable on the West Coast fighting circuit. Victor is 28 years old. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall. He weighs 210 pounds. Every pound is earned. Dense, functional muscle built over 20 years of daily training. He started Shotokan karate at age 8 under his uncle, a former Japanese military combatives instructor who brought the old ways to California after the war. By 14, Victor had his black belt. By 18, he was 3rd Dan. By 25, he held a 4th Dan ranking in Shotokan and a 2nd Dan in Judo. He cross-trained before cross-training had a name. His competition record is staggering. 38 consecutive victories in full-contact and semi-contact events across California, Oregon, and Nevada. 3-time Pacific Coast Karate champion. 2-time winner of the Northern California Open. His signature technique is a rear leg mawashi jeri, a roundhouse kick thrown with such force that 2 opponents have been carried off on stretchers after absorbing it to the ribs. His training partners describe sparring with him as surviving him. His shortest fight on record lasted 11 seconds. A front thrust kick to the sternum that ended the match before the crowd finished applauding the introductions. Victor trains 6 hours a day, 6 days a week. Mornings are road work and heavy bag. Afternoons are kata and kumite. Evenings are strength work. He eats clean. He sleeps 8 hours. He treats his body like a weapon because that is exactly what it is. His forearms look like they were carved from hardwood. His knuckles are calloused flat from years of makiwara training, punching the striking board until the skin rebuilt itself harder than before. When Victor shakes your hand, you feel every one of those 20 years. But Victor's greatest asset is not his body. It is his mind. Specifically, his absolute unshakable belief that he cannot be beaten. Confidence is one thing, conviction is another. Victor lives in conviction. He has never been knocked down in competition, never been submitted, never lost a single official match. 38 fights, 38 wins, 0 losses. He doesn't just believe he is the best fighter in Northern California. He knows it the way he knows gravity pulls downward. It is a fact of his existence, and that is also his flaw, because Victor's conviction has curdled into something uglier: arrogance, contempt, a need to prove his superiority not just physically but philosophically. It is not enough for Victor to win. He needs the other man's art to lose. He needs the audience to see that his way is the only way. That Japanese karate, his karate, is the one true martial art. Everything else is noise. Tonight, Victor has been given the microphone, a tradition at Ed Parker's showcases. The featured fighter addresses the crowd before the main demonstration. Victor takes the microphone with the ease of a man who has held rooms before. His voice fills the gymnasium. Ladies and gentlemen, martial artists, students, and honored guests, he pauses. Let's the silence work. I stand before you tonight as your 3-time Pacific Coast champion. 38 consecutive victories, 0 defeats. The applause is respectful, expected. He has earned it. But Victor is not here for applause. I want to address something that has been spreading through the martial arts community, something that concerns me deeply. His tone shifts, harder now. This growing fascination with Chinese martial arts, with Kung Fu. The crowd stiffens. This is new territory. Victor continues. I have spent 20 years mastering a legitimate fighting system, a system tested in real combat, refined over centuries, proven on the battlefield and in the ring. And now I watch as students abandon proven methods to chase fairy tales. The gymnasium is quiet. Some instructors in the audience exchange uncomfortable glances. Kung Fu is not martial arts. Victor says it flatly. Like a diagnosis. It is performance. It is acrobatics. It is movie choreography dressed up in silk robes and ancient mythology. It has no place in a real fight. Against the far wall, a slim man in dark casual clothes shifts his weight slightly. The friend beside him, a martial artist named James Yim Lee, whispers something in his ear. The slim man shakes his head once, keeps watching. Victor is on a roll now. His ego has the wheel. I challenge any Kung Fu practitioner here tonight to step forward. Show me that your art works against a real fighter. I will go easy. Half speed. Light contact. I just want the audience to see the truth for themselves. He scans the crowd. So where are the brave Kung Fu masters? Silence. 200 people. Nobody moves. Nobody breathes. Victor smiles. Lets the silence do his work for him. That is exactly what I accept. The voice is quiet, calm, almost conversational. But it cuts through the gymnasium like a blade through silk. Everyone hears it. Victor stops. Squints toward the far wall. The fluorescent lights make it hard to see past the first few rows. Excuse me? He says into the microphone. I said I accept your challenge. The slim man pushes off the wall and stands straight. He is wearing black pants and a plain black cotton shirt. No uniform, no belt, no patches indicating rank or style. He looks like someone who wandered in from the street. Victor stares. You do Kung Fu? I practice Chinese martial arts. Yes. What system? Wing Chun. And my own method. Victor has never heard of Wing Chun. Some obscure Chinese style. Close range, he thinks. Probably lots of trapping and grabbing. No real power. Your name? Bruce Lee. Victor does not recognize the name. He follows the karate circuit, not the Kung Fu world. He does not watch Hong Kong television. He does not know about the demonstrations at Ed Parker's Long Beach tournament earlier that year. He does not know that the man leaning against the wall has already become a legend in certain circles. But 9 people in that gymnasium know exactly who Bruce Lee is, and every one of them just sat up straight. One of them is James Yim Lee, Bruce's close friend and training partner. He grabs Bruce's arm. You don't need to prove anything to this guy. Bruce looks at him. He didn't challenge me. He challenged Kung Fu. That is different. James lets go of his arm. He knows that look. The showcase organizer steps forward. Mr. Tanaka, Mr. Lee, If both parties agree, we can allow a friendly demonstration. No scoring, no official result, just a comparison of styles. Victor shrugs. Fine by me. Let everybody see what happens when Kung Fu meets real karate. Bruce Lee walks from the far wall toward the raised platform. The crowd parts. Those who recognize him whisper to their neighbors. That is the guy from the Long Beach demonstrations. The one who did the 1-inch punch. The Wing Chun instructor from Oakland. This is going to be something. Bruce steps onto the platform. Now everyone can see him clearly. The contrast is immediate and extreme. Victor stands 6'1". Bruce is 5'7". Victor weighs 210 pounds. Bruce weighs 138. Victor is wearing a crisp white gi with his black belt perfectly tied, his tournament patches displayed across his chest like medals. Bruce is wearing street clothes, no gi, no belt, no rank, no insignia. Victor has 6 inches and 72 pounds on him. The visual is almost comical. Goliath in full armor, David without even a sling. Victor is trying not to laugh. He expected a master. Some older Chinese instructor with a long beard and credentials, not this compact young man in a cotton shirt who looks like he came straight from a restaurant shift. You sure about this? Victor asks, offering a way out, trying to look generous. Bruce nods once. I am sure. The organizer addresses the crowd. For those who may not know, this is Bruce Lee. He is a martial arts instructor here in Oakland and also in Seattle. He teaches Wing Chun Kung Fu and his own evolving system, which he calls Jeet Kune Do, the way of the intercepting fist. Some in the crowd nod. Victor files the information away. An instructor, not even a well-known one, teaching some Chinese system in a small school. This will take 30 seconds. They face each other at center platform. Victor settles into Zenkutsu Dachi, a deep forward-leaning front stance. His left foot is forward. His weight is loaded on the front leg. His lead fist is extended. His rear fist is chambered at his hip, coiled, ready to explode forward. Textbook Shotokan. Rooted. Powerful. His stance looks like it was carved from stone. Bruce stands opposite him. His feet are roughly shoulder-width apart. His weight is centered, slightly favoring the rear foot. His hands are up, but not rigid. They move. Alive. Fingers slightly open. He looks relaxed, almost casual. To the karate-trained eyes in the audience, it does not look like a fighting stance at all. It looks like a man waiting for a bus. Victor thinks he already knows how this ends. He will close the distance, use his reach, land a controlled technique. The Kung Fu man will try some flashy spinning movement. Victor will counter. The audience will see that real fighting beats performance art. Simple, clean, done in under a minute. The organizer signals. Begin. Victor moves first. He fires an oizuki, a lunging straight punch aimed at Bruce's chest. It is fast, controlled, proper form, full extension. Bruce is not there. He has shifted 4 inches to the left. Not a jump, not a dramatic dodge, a weight shift. Victor's fist punches the air where Bruce's sternum was half a second ago. Victor resets, fires a Megari, a front snap kick aimed at Bruce's midsection. Good height, clean chamber, fast retraction, textbook execution. Bruce is not there again. He has moved offline. Minimal motion, just enough. The kick extends into empty space and Victor's foot returns to the floor having touched nothing. The audience murmurs. Victor is executing perfect techniques, clean, fast, well-trained karate. But he is hitting nothing, and Bruce is not even blocking. He is simply not where the techniques arrive. Like punching smoke. Victor increases his pace. Combination. Gyakuzuki, reverse punch. Oizuki, lunge punch. Mawashi geri, roundhouse kick to the midsection. 3 techniques in rapid succession. tournament-winning combinations, the kind of sequence that has ended 38 fights. Bruce flows around all three, under the reverse punch, outside the lunge punch, away from the roundhouse. His feet barely move. His upper body tilts, rotates, angles. He is reading Victor, seeing the telegraphs. Every karate technique has a preparation phase, a chamber, a weight shift, a tell. Bruce sees each one before the technique fully launches. He processes the information and responds before Victor's limbs reach full extension. The karate practitioners in the crowd recognize what is happening. Victor is fast. His techniques are sharp. But Bruce is faster, significantly faster. And he is not reacting. He is anticipating. There is a difference. One is defense. The other is mastery. Victor's jaw tightens. He is getting frustrated. 45 seconds in and he has not touched the smaller man. Not once. He decides to press harder. Forget the light contact agreement. He wants to land something. Anything. Prove the point. He throws a full-power Mei Jerry, a front thrust kick, aimed directly at Bruce's chest. Real intention. Real force. The kind of kick that put a man on a stretcher in 11 seconds. Bruce's left hand rises to meet the kick. Not a block. An interception. His palm makes contact with Victor's shin 3 inches before full extension at the precise angle where the kick has committed its force but has not yet reached its target. Bruce redirects the kick offline, pushes it 5 inches to the right, just enough. Victor's balance breaks for a fraction of a second. And in that fraction Bruce moves. He steps inside, close range, Wing Chun range. His right hand fires a straight blast, a vertical fist centerline punch aimed directly at Victor's nose, pulled, stopped 1 inch from impact. Contact made with the air, not the face. The message is clear. That could have landed, should have landed, would have landed if Bruce wanted it to. Victor steps back. He is breathing harder now. His face is flushed. This is not going according to plan. The small kung fu man in street clothes is making him look slow, making his karate look ineffective, making 20 years of training look ordinary. Victor resets, deeper stance, more committed. His pride is driving now, not his strategy. Is that everything? Bruce asks quietly. Only Victor hears. Or shall we continue? Victor's expression hardens. He launches a furious combination. Everything he has. Punches, kicks, elbow strikes, sweeps. 38-fight winning combinations. 5-year undefeated champion combinations. Pacific Coast title combinations. Bruce moves through them like water through river stones. Slipping, redirecting, evading. His hands make light contact with Victor's techniques as they pass. Not blocking. Guiding. Touching the attacks just enough to change their angles by 2 or 3 inches. Enough to show he could stop every single one. Enough to demonstrate control so complete it borders on contempt. The crowd has stopped murmuring. 200 people are watching in stunned silence. They came to see a karate showcase. They are watching something else entirely. A different level of martial arts. A different understanding of combat. A different species of fighter. 30 seconds of Victor's all-out assault produces nothing. Not a single landed technique. Bruce has evaded or redirected every punch, every kick, every combination, every tool in Victor's 20-year arsenal. And Bruce has not thrown a single offensive technique beyond that one pulled punch. He has not needed to. Victor throws one more Mawashi Jerry. A high roundhouse, his signature technique. The same kick that broke a man's ribs and ended fights in seconds. Aimed at Bruce's temple. Full power. Full commitment. Everything he has left. Bruce does not evade this one. He steps forward. Inside the arc of the kick, where the technique has no power because the shin has not yet reached full velocity. His left hand controls Victor's kicking leg at the knee. Stops it dead. His right hand shoots forward, fingers extended, and stops 1 inch from Victor's exposed throat. A BLG, a thrusting finger strike, perfectly placed at the windpipe. 1 more inch, and Victor cannot breathe, cannot fight, cannot speak. Bruce holds the position for 4 seconds, long enough for every person in that gymnasium to see, long enough for Victor to feel his own pulse against Bruce's fingertips, long enough for the lesson to register in the marrow. Then Bruce steps back, releases, gives Victor space and dignity. The silence in the gymnasium is absolute. 200 people just witnessed the impossible. They watched a man 72 pounds lighter, 6 inches shorter, wearing street clothes, completely dismantle a 38-0 champion without taking a single hit and without landing a single full-contact strike. Everything they believed about fighting, about size, about rank, about style, has been rearranged in 6 minutes. The organizer takes the microphone with a slightly unsteady hand. That was an exceptional demonstration of 2 very different approaches. Let us show our appreciation. The gymnasium erupts, not polite applause, something rawer, amazement, disbelief, the sound of 200 people processing what their eyes just showed them. Victor stands on the platform breathing hard. His gi is dark with sweat. His pride is in pieces on the gymnasium floor. But something else has replaced it, something quieter. Curiosity. He extends his hand. I underestimated you, Mr. Lee. Bruce shakes it. Your technique is excellent. Your conditioning is superior. Your karate is strong. But technique alone is not enough. You must understand the principles behind the technique. What do you mean? You fight the way you were taught. You follow patterns. Kata, predetermined sequences, and your body obeys those patterns beautifully. But a real confrontation has no patterns, no rules, no script. You must learn to respond to what is actually happening, not to what your training tells you should happen. Victor listens. For the first time in years, he is listening without already composing his response. Bruce continues. Your karate is a cup. Strong, well-made, beautiful even. But the cup is full. There is no room for anything new. You must empty your cup before you can fill it again. You must be like water. Water has no shape of its own. It becomes the shape of whatever contains it. Pour it into a cup, it becomes the cup. Pour it into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You must become formless, shapeless, adaptable. That is the only way to be truly effective. Victor has heard the phrase before. Be water. Some Chinese philosophy. He never understood it. Now, standing on a platform in Oakland with 200 witnesses and a shattered ego, the words land differently. They land like truth. The organizer asks Bruce if he would share more with the audience. Bruce looks at James Yim Lee in the crowd. James nods. All right, Bruce says. I will show you what I mean. For the next 12 minutes, Bruce gives an unplanned demonstration. He explains Wing Chun principles, economy of motion, centerline theory, simultaneous attack and defense. He demonstrates Chi Sao, sticking hands, the sensitivity drill that builds reflexes faster than any kata. He shows how classical stances limit mobility, how chambering techniques wastes time, how rigid style creates predictable fighters. The karate practitioners in the audience listen with the uncomfortable recognition of people hearing a truth they have been avoiding. Everything Bruce says contradicts their training, but they cannot deny what they just witnessed. It works. After the demonstration, Bruce addresses the room one final time. I do not say any of this to disrespect karate. Karate is excellent discipline, excellent physical training, excellent character development. But if you want to be effective in a real encounter, you must go beyond any single system. You must take what is useful, reject what is useless, add what is specifically your own. That is Jeet Kune Do. That is the way. After the showcase ends, the gymnasium empties slowly. People linger. They talk in small groups. They replay what they saw. Some dismiss it. Lucky night. The champion was off his game. Parlor tricks. But those who were there, who saw it with their own eyes, they know. They know what they saw was real. Victor finds Bruce in the parking lot. They sit on the hood of Bruce's car under a streetlight while the November air cools around them. "Mr. Lee," Victor says, "I have been fighting for 20 years. I have never experienced anything like what happened in there. I want to learn. I want to understand." Bruce studies him for a long moment. "What I teach is not a style. It is a process, a way of thinking about combat. It will require you to unlearn things you have spent your entire life perfecting. Are you willing to do that?" Victor does not hesitate. Yes. Bruce gives him the address of his Oakland school. Saturday mornings, 6 a.m. We will see. Victor shows up that Saturday, and the next, and every Saturday for the next 14 months. He trains with Bruce in Wing Chun fundamentals, in trapping, in Jeet Kune Do principles. He does not abandon his karate. He expands it. He begins to understand what Bruce meant about being water. His fighting changes, becomes more fluid, more adaptive, more alive. He continues competing, wins his 4th Pacific Coast title, but he fights differently now, not from a rigid stance, from a state of readiness that has no name and no fixed form. The 9 people who knew who Bruce Lee was that night told everyone they could. Word spread through the martial arts community like fire through dry brush. Some believed. Many did not. Sour grapes, exaggeration, tall tales from Oakland. But the doubters were never there. The witnesses were. And witnesses do not forget. Victor the Hammer Tanaka retired from competition in 1967. He opened a school in San Jose that taught a hybrid system, Shotokan karate blended with Jeet Kune Do principles. He told every new class of students about the night of November 14, 1964. The night his arrogance met its answer. The night the champion became a student. The night a 138-pound man in street clothes taught him that the most dangerous opponent is the one you underestimate. And the night he learned, standing on a platform in Oakland with 200 witnesses, that the deadliest fighter in the room is not the strongest or the fastest. It is the one who has no style. The one who is like water. 200 witnesses, 9 who knew, 1 who was humbled, and 1 who taught. November 14, 1964. Oakland YMCA, Broadway Street. The night Bruce Lee allowed his opponent to attack first. And the night the martial arts world began to change forever.